Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. 3 replacements for Javonte Williams should he leave in free agency. As the Dallas Cowboys 2025 season draws to a close, we're reminded of the business side that comes with the NFL. In a short few months, some tough decisions will have to be made. The most burning question has been about defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus and his hot seat, which has to feel like sitting on molten rock after his defensive unit disappointed this year. There's also the topic of what the Cowboys should do about the impending free agency of George Pickens. Pickens has exceeded all expectations since arriving in Dallas and will certainly receive a pay raise, whether that be by a new contract here or elsewhere, or the franchise tag. Yet, there's one contract decision that has gone under the radar. Running back Javonte Williams was signed by the team last offseason for a modest $3 million contract and expected to compete with Miles Sanders for the starting job. Almost immediately, he separated himself from Sanders and every other running back on the roster. He has compiled 1,201 rushing yards and 11 rushing scores this season, despite playing through some ailments. He has been a punishing force for the Dallas rushing attack that has given them a physical identity to pair with their high-flying passing game. It's a no-brainer that the Cowboys would love to have him back, as he fits in seamlessly with Clayton Adams' running philosophies. However, yesterday's price is not today's price for Williams, and he is very deserving of a pay increase as well. Unlike Pickens, the franchise tag for a running back doesn't make a lot of sense for Dallas. To simplify, the franchise tag price is determined by the top 5 running back salaries in the NFL, adding them up, and then taking the average. That number would cost the Cowboys roughly $14 million to place the tag on Williams. That's not going to happen. You may not like where this is going, but be prepared for a scenario where Williams isn't part of the Cowboys' future plans. Should the Cowboys decide to go in a different direction at running back, here are a few options that are all pending free agents and could fill the role at the price point the Cowboys like. Kenneth Walker. While the Seattle Seahawks have enjoyed a lot of success this year, the one thing that has been puzzling is the usage of Kenneth Walker. When healthy, Walker is an efficient runner who is hard to tackle in space. He runs with a low center of gravity that causes defenders to slip right off him. For some reason, Seattle has put Walker in a split backfield with Zach Charbonnet, at almost even snap share to limit his touches. In a contract year for Walker, that limitation on the field does the same for his contractual value, as he is sure to hit free agency. Still, Walker has managed to 890 rushing yards on 4.6 yards per carry and could nicely fit into Dallas as their new lead runner with a lot of tread left on the tires. J.K. Dobbins. It's completely understood that J.K. Dobbins has a checkered injury history. However, let's remember that's exactly why Javonte Williams was so readily available to the Cowboys in the first place. What you cannot deny is that Dobbins, who is currently on injured reserve, will aggressively attack his rehab to be healthy at the start of next season. So put that concern aside, and focus on what Dobbins has produced up to this point in his career. Dobbins averages over 5 yards a carry for his career. 2024 was arguably his best season as a pro. That season, 54% of Dobbins' 905 rushing yards came after contact. He's a rugged runner in between the tackles, who, despite his injuries, still has some straight-line speed. Dobbins would easily be a productive runner who can also help in pass protection. Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson is a talented runner who, for some reason, was traded to the San Francisco 49ers to back up Christian McCaffrey and had his playing time severely decreased from his days as a starter with the Washington Commanders. Like all the runners on this list and like Williams, he fits the part perfectly for the Cowboys. He's a strong downhill runner who runs through arm tackles and will excel in short yardage situations. He also has shown he can carry the load if asked to. Robinson had 2,329 career rushing yards and 15 rushing scores in 3 seasons with Washington. Robinson should easily come at a fair price point and be a bargain for the Cowboys. Also, having somebody like Robinson still allows the Cowboys to have the flexibility to add more to the running back room if they were to add another rookie in the draft or carve out a role for Phil Maffa. Lions star expected to request trade after cryptic post, Cowboys are potential suitors. Frustrations are starting to grow in Detroit as the Lions star running back, David Montgomery, could request a trade once the 2025 regular season is over. Montgomery is expected to make his trade request, which a source believes could become the case, as the running back made a cryptic post. After posting on his Instagram story of his jersey hanging on top of his locker, fueled speculation of what this meant. It didn't take long for NFL fans to take notice and see his liked comments under another post. "I love you, bro, but you should request a trade. The way they're treating you and glazing Gibbs is atrocious. Look what happens when we don't use you. We lose," a fan said. Montgomery has removed the like since it started going viral, but it all signals that the running back is unhappy. The Lions are no longer the team they once were 2 years ago. After letting Ben Johnson join the Chicago Bears, it's been a complete disaster for this team, and it continues to crumble even though Jahmyr Gibbs continues to bowl. While it takes more than one player to shift the blame, the Lions haven't been the same since they've underutilized Montgomery. The Sonic Knuckles duo is one of the best in the league, but the past 2 months have been grueling for the two to get anything moving on the ground. As for Montgomery, the running back is still under contract for 2026, so it's no wonder that he would request a trade. Detroit won't be in the postseason for January, so they can discuss the future with or without Montgomery sooner rather than later. The Dallas Cowboys running back room is up for grabs this upcoming offseason. Javonte Williams had himself a resurgent campaign, but he did slow down in the last leg of the season. Miles Sanders suffered a season-ending injury earlier this year, but they need to do something about Jaden Blue. He hasn't done anything to prove that he's the long-term starter. Even if Williams leaves for another deal elsewhere, Jerry Jones should be aggressive and trade for Montgomery to stabilize the run game and give Dak Prescott easier access to move the chains. What do you think? Like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Happy New Year!